worse than I actually feel. I came back with a little bit of a cold from California because my mom was sick before the trip, and like for some reason her cold just lingered for so long, and then I ended up catching her cold. So, but again, I sound a lot worse than I actually feel. It's actually not terrible. Also because I've been on Claritin for the past like week and a half for like my face condition. So we're gonna get ready, and I have a very exciting first impressions get ready with me today on the Natasha Denona Yucca Palette. I'm so excited to try this palette. I wasn't even planning on filming today because this is actually my first day back at work. But this came in the mail this morning, and it came so fast. First off, I'm absolutely obsessed with this packaging. I love how it's kind of like a grungy tie-dye kind of vibe. And then when you open it up, and it's like such soft plastic packaging. And then when you open it up, this is what it looks like. And it's so pretty. I'll give you guys a little close-up. I'm so ready to jump into this. I swatched it, and it's so beautiful. These shimmer shades are like on another level. I mean, I've always loved Natasha Denona's shimmers, but these are like super glittery, super metallic, super wet looking, and y'all know I love shimmers. So this is just like my kind of color story, so I'm very excited to try this. So for today, I want to do more of like a neutral look. I might film another look tomorrow, but I might not have time because I have to work at 12 tomorrow. Today I don't work till 2, so I have a little bit more time. So I'm just going to stick with like the more orangey neutral tones today. So I'm going to start with the shade Ixia. It's a very interesting name. I don't even know what that is. I don't really know what any of these things are in here, except for Ray and Willow and like those like kind of normal names. So I'm just going to pick that up. That picked up so nicely. That was not even like 2 swipes. I just like dipped it twice basically. So I'm just going to throw that in my crease. So I believe this one is one of the cream to powder shades. I think there's only 2 cream to powder shades in here, which is this shade and Calathea. But so far, I mean, I love Natasha Denona's cream to powder shadows. They're always beautiful. So this is really like no exception. That blended flawlessly. Like when I swatched these mattes, they are so ridiculously soft and smooth. Like they all swatched like so nicely. Like I really feel like you got like the luxury quality of Natasha Denona in this palette, and I feel like every shade is going to be wonderful. So just by swatching it, I already know it's going to perform well. And also like Natasha is usually one of those brands where I can rely on that. This is literally my 5th Natasha Denona palette, so you obviously know that I keep on going back to the brand because she just makes wonderful eyeshadows. So the last Natasha Denona palette I got was the My Dream palette during Christmas. So this is my first Natasha Denona palette this year, but this is really the only one that really caught my eye. I was like, oh my god, this color story is so beautiful. Like when I saw it being teased, I was like, I'm gonna need that because it's so stunning. And this is my first palette this month, so I haven't purchased a palette since the Simply Posh one. I think like the 3rd week of May. So far that's really pretty. I think I'm just gonna leave it there. My eyes might not be blended like the best because I just have a little bit, like I've been soaking my face in Aquaphor every single day, so sometimes some of it can linger on my eyes. Okay, so now I'm going to go into, excuse me, I hope this one gives me enough depth that I want, but I want to use the shade Valley, and then I'm going to use the darkest shade Flax on my, oh yeah, that definitely picks up darker than you think it does. It looks a lot lighter in the pan. Like sometimes that can, oh, that's a lot of kick up though. Sometimes with Natasha Denona, some of her mattes can translate a bit darker, or sometimes they can translate a bit lighter. But it's always like the shades that you want to be like lighter or darker. Like this shade, I'm like, oh, I don't know if it's going to be dark enough. And then it ends up being like more of a darker brown on the eyes. And I was like, that's exactly what I wanted anyway. So yeah, I'm kind of torn on the lid shade that I want though. So we'll see what I end up going with. I'm really leaning towards Plantasia though. I think that's the one that's going to look the best with these shades. So that's probably the one that I'm going to use. So yeah, I'm very excited to use this. So I tried to go check out this palette though in Sephora like a couple of days ago. Because like my Sephora usually has like a full Natasha Denona display. And for some reason I just couldn't find any of her products. I'm like, they didn't like pull the brand, did they? Like, what happened? So I was talking to one of the associates and I asked her, like, hey, like, where's Natasha Denona? Like, I'm looking for the Yucca palette. And she's like, basically, Natasha Denona pulled a lot of her products from New York Sephora's, apparently. And I was like, really? Because, like, at first she said, you know, I'm not going to say, like, it as candid as she did, but I feel like it's not, like, a good situation. I'm surprised, like, no one has, like, said anything about this. But I was like, yeah, I noticed that it's not, oh, that shade is beautiful. I heard that this shade, like, is so deep, and it's just, these mattes are so insanely smooth. Like, they just blend like butter, and that's how her mattes blend anyway. But these are, like, way smoother than some of her other palettes. Like, they're always, like, pigmented and easy to blend, but these are just, like, smooth as hell. So I was like, yeah, where's her products? And she told me she basically, like, pulled a lot of her stuff from Sephora's. And I was like, that's weird, because when I went to Santa Monica, because I checked out one of the Sephora's there, so I'm already out of breath for some reason. I said that I saw, like, a full display of her products, but I didn't see the Yucca palette there. And then she was like, actually, I'm mistaken. It's, like, mostly New York Sephora's, because I was like, yeah, I saw it there, but they didn't have her newest palette, which is a little bit interesting, too. I also didn't see the concealers in that Sephora either, because those are her two newest launches, the concealer and the Yucca palette. So I just thought that was very interesting. I will try and see if I can get more info the next time I'm there, to see if she's there, and I'll be like, what's the deal? Like, when is she coming back? Because I'm, like, actually very curious. So now I'm just gonna throw on some glitter glue. Sorry, I don't know why I'm so out of breath right now. It's not really that great. I need to get back in shape again. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the shade Plantasia. I mean, that's so freaking stunning. And, like, the texture of this, ooh, it kind of reminds me of, so stunning, of a Super Shock shadow from ColourPop. That's like, it's like a very similar quality, but this is, like, even more metallic. But it reminds me of one of the shades in the Child palette from ColourPop. The like Baby Yoda palette. I know his name isn't Yoda, but everybody calls him Baby Yoda, so Grogu. That is so beautiful. I'm so glad I went with that shade. But, like, I was so torn to use any of these shades because I knew all of them would be so stunning. But that is so gorgeous, and it's so easy to apply. It just adheres to the lid so easily. That is so stunning. Oh my god. I always forget to hold my mirror down a little bit more because I'm always, like, up in here to see what I'm doing. So I'm always like, oh my god, that's so stunning. Like, yeah, you can really see it. You can really see it, guys, right? Oh my god, that's so pretty. Oh my god, it's not even doing it justice how beautiful it looks in person. Okay, I'm obsessed with this. It's so gorgeous. So I'm going to do my base off camera and throw something on my brow bone, and then we will come back and finish up the eyes. Okay. So went and did my base off camera. I feel like my face is so dry though. So I went in with the Say primer as per usual, because that's the only primer I've been using lately, and then the House Labs Triclone foundation in the shade 050 Fair Cool. I haven't worn it in a little while, and it just looks amazing. And then for the concealer, I just went in with one of my all-time favorites at this point, the LYS Triple Fix Concealer. This was like I wore this concealer like 3 times on my trip. I loved it. In the shade LG3, and then I just set my face with my under eyes with Pat McGrath Labs, and then my Dior Backstage powder. So let's get back into the Natasha palette, and we're gonna go into the lower lash line. So I think for the lower lash line, I don't need this on my lap anymore. I think I'm just gonna use that shade Valley just to smudge underneath, and then I'm going to use the shade Kamarabi, I believe it's called, on my inner corners. So let's go in with the inner corner shade first. I know this shade is going to be so blinding. Oops, sorry. Let's just put this here, I guess. I have like no time now, even though I thought I was going to have more time. I have like 20 minutes, so that's not terrible. Enough time to finish the look, but that is so pretty. I was blowing my nose for a good like 10 minutes off camera, so that was great. Okay. I put like a full bowl of chips in my room, and I might not even eat them. I thought I was going to be hungry for a snack. I might just have like a few of them and then just bring the rest to work. Of course, there's eye goo already. That looks gorgeous. Of course, you couldn't see what I was doing though, because I'm like this again. And then I'm just going to use Valley underneath. There's so much shit on this desk right now. Like, if you would see, like, what's beside my computer, it's, like, ridiculous. I haven't really been smudging anything lately, but I think today it's okay. I already feel like my concealer is breaking down because, like, my under eyes didn't look the greatest today. Yay. Just a very simple neutral look, but very impactful because the shimmers are just so blinding. I love it. I think this looks really beautiful, so I have like absolutely no complaints. I didn't think I would because I love Natasha's palettes and I love her eyeshadows, so I have the gold palette, the sunrise palette, the retro palette, the My Dream palette, and now I have this one. My favorite, I think, is the My Dream palette. I love that palette. It's just so beautiful. But I also have noticed that just her eyeshadow quality has improved even more so, especially in the midi palettes, because the only bigger size palette that I own is the gold palette. But in the gold palette, those mattes are not as smooth as like her newer mattes. And you can definitely notice the improvement in quality over time. And also from the Sunrise palette to like the newer palettes, it's like no comparison. Like, I mean, I really love that palette. I don't know why that palette got so much hate. I love that palette. It was like the palette that made me fall in love with Natasha, even though like the gold palette was my first palette. I just love like warm tones, so that palette really, like, I've used that palette a ton, and I've also used the retro palette a ton and the gold palette. They're just such beautiful palettes. And I've used the My Dream palette quite a lot too, but since that's my newest, besides this one, I haven't used it as much, but I've used it enough and I love it. So I'm just reinforcing those mattes. I feel like the blend is not the greatest, but it looks so pretty that it doesn't even matter, honestly. I didn't get the greatest sleep last night, so if the blend isn't great, sorry, not sorry. But I think it looks stunning anyway, and you don't even need to like reapply the shimmer. I'm just gonna do a tiny bit, just like right here, because like it's so pigmented that it's not really necessary, but just to, you know, add a little bit extra twinkle. But that's beautiful. I'm obsessed with this look. I think it looks gorgeous. Okay, and then for liner, I want to use the like sparkly metallic blue liner from ColourPop. Just to pick up the color of my hoodie, so we're just gonna apply that, if it even comes out, because this one's been like so annoying. You know, even though they improved these liners, they did not improve the packaging whatsoever. Like, it's like pretty cheap, flimsy packaging still. One of the liners that I have, it doesn't even come out of the tube, like when I twist it. But this one's like kind of like a navy black, so it goes like really good with this look. It's not that as blue as you think it is, so. Okay, let me just do my lash primer. Okay, and then for mascara, I'm going in with my Fenty mascara. I don't know why this mascara is getting so much hate. I really like it. And the only other person I've seen like it was Morgan Turner. Maybe it's like just better for people that don't have full lashes, because she doesn't really have full lashes and neither do I. But I really like it. It gives me a lot of length and volume, so. Excuse me. But yeah, I was blowing my nose for like a century off camera. So that like cut into a lot of my time to get ready today. Fucking annoying. Of course, I got mascara all over myself. What else is new? And I'm just gonna do my lower lashes off camera. Okay, and then for bronzer, I'm gonna go in with my Dior bronzer. This one's a little cool tone, but I haven't used it in a while, so kind of wanted to use it today. I've been using my House Labs bronzer a ton and the Gucci one because those were the two that I brought on my trip, so I'm trying to use the ones that I didn't bring on my trip when I got back home, so. And this one looks really pretty with this, actually. I really thought I had a lot more time, and now it's like, I only have like 10 minutes. Fucking annoying, man. I feel like my eyeshadow, like my crease is not blended the greatest, but I think that's just because of the Aquaphor, so it's not the eyeshadows. The eyeshadows blended beautifully together. Okay. I think I am going to go into the palette for my blush and highlight. I just really think it'll be pretty. So I think for my blush, this would be sick, but I'm either going to use Ixia or Fumi, or Fushi. I thought it was Fumi for some reason. I think I'm going to go in with Ixia because it's such a pretty peach. I bet it's going to be like hella pigmented though. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. I only dipped it into it once. That's crazy. That's so pretty though. That's crazy how pigmented it is. Jesus. That's really nice. Okay, I'm glad I did that. I think I saw Annette's Makeup Corner use this as a blush. She said that she used some of them as blushes, and she said that they're beautiful, so I kind of wanted to try it too. And that is really, really nice. I mean, of course I have 10 million peach blushes, but I don't know, I just wanted to try it. I just really wanted to use the palette today, so I kind of blended that a little high. So let's kind of tone that down. And then I'm going to go into that same shade that I used on my inner corners. Kamarabi. Don't want to take too much as my highlighter, and I bet this is going to be stunning. Yep, that's gorgeous. It's like a wet cream. It's like a wet eyeshadow, so like, just need a little bit more. Oh my god, that's so pretty. That's stunning. This palette's like so multifunctional. I feel like if I brought this traveling with me, this is all I would need. Because I feel like there's even like this shade Valley could be a good bronzer shade too. That's so fucking pretty. I'm so glad I did that. That looks gorgeous. And then we're just going to take a tiny bit on the nose. I always go overboard on my nose and everybody's like, oh my god, your nose is so shiny, Caitlin. But I've always loved how it looks. Like, I don't care. I love that little, like, Rudolph moment on my nose. Okay. That looks so beautiful. I don't regret that decision. That looks so pretty. I just wish it was a little bit better blended on this side, but I think that's just the brush and not my highlighter. Okay, so let's finish up the look. Okay, now let's go in with, I didn't even do my brows yet. Takes like 2 seconds. Then we have to just do the lips, and then I have to leave. Like, I can't believe, like, I already ran out of time. I thought I had a lot more time. But I spent like 10 years blowing my nose. My eyebrows have actually been looking better since the wedding. She did my brows like so well, and I feel like they've like kind of stayed the way that she did them. Very bizarre, but I think they look really good. Alright, let's just do a lip liner. I don't know if this color goes. This is Ashton from ColourPop. I wasn't even able to eat most of my, I mean, I just ate a little bit of chips, so I'm just gonna have to shove them down my throat at work. Okay, and then, where the hell did the cap go? Jesus Christ. I cannot sometimes. I'm gonna go in with the shade Brat. I gotta go though, because I have no time, so I will just talk about everything later. Bye. Okay, so hey guys, so I wanted to share my thoughts on the Yucca palette. Let me just move my light. Okay, that's a little bit better, but I'm like blinding myself. I'm sorry I had to run earlier. This was not the lippy I was originally wearing. I'll show you guys the lippy I was wearing because I accidentally left my lipstick at work. So, such an organized YouTuber, I swear to God. It's on my Instagram stories. This was the lippy I was wearing originally. It's like a darker color. That is Brat Pack, one of the ColourPop lippy sticks. I don't know if that one's available anymore. I just threw on my e.l.f. sheer stick for the video, but yeah, I'm annoyed that I left it at work, but it's okay. So, yeah, so this is my look with the Natasha Denona Yucca palette. So here are the eyes, the cheeks, and the lips. And so far, I love it. I think it turned out beautiful. I think that the lid shade is absolutely stunning, and so is the inner corner. I loved the shadows as a blush and highlight. I think that this is a very versatile palette and versatile formula. I cannot wait to do more looks with this. I think it's going to be stunning. So these shimmers are probably my favorites from Natasha Denona. I don't know if this might be my new favorite Natasha Denona palette. I'll have to test out the rest of them, but I think this might take the top spot. I'm already like obsessed with these shimmer shades, and I love how this blush lasted all day. Like, and so did the highlight. Like, that is so stunning, right? Like, I love this as a blush. It's so beautiful, and the match just performed so well, and the shimmers are just so blinding and beautiful. So absolutely love this. I knew I was gonna love it though after all the reviews that I watched and all the videos, and just seeing this color story when it first came out, I was like, this is gonna be mine. Like, I knew I was gonna get it, no questions. So yeah, so that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. So please like and subscribe. Follow me on my Instagram at CW819 and check out my Poshmark marker at the same handle. And I need to take my makeup off because I've been wearing it for like 8 hours now because I had to go run another errand after work, and that took like an hour. So yeah, now I'm home and then I'm going straight to work tomorrow, but I'm definitely wearing this palette again tomorrow. So yeah, I love you guys. And let me know if you guys are picking up this palette. What are your thoughts? Let me know. There's some very mixed reviews about it. Mostly positive, but some people are like, what is with this color story? I honestly don't understand why she came out with a color story like this in like mid-spring, because it's almost summertime. But I think they're really beautiful colors for this time of year too, but I also think that this is a really good like year-round palette as well, especially like a fall kind of color story. But I'm kind of feeling like these mustardy colors in the summertime because I think it'll be really pretty. So yeah, that's it. Bye.